Do you know that watching all of the streams take a really long time? I finally caught up. There's something I've been wanting to say while watching the last 5 stream VODs, but I can't remember what it was. How off? The fact that you have watched all of the stream VODs, considering that this save is how long? This save is currently... Well, let's just say refresh save just to make sure it's correctly updating. And try to load it. 177 hours you've watched of VODs. Well played. Very well played. That is dedication right there. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't sometimes skip some. I wouldn't expect you to sit through every random conversation I was having. Don't worry. I wouldn't have sat through half of the random conversations I was having, and I was the one having them. Right. Okay, well, I think we could probably send a speedathon to Gleba now, if I really wanted to. Not sure I do, though. All right, so Sushi Science was the next thing I really wanted to set up. Question is, where should I set it up? I could repurpose one of the old mines, and if I do, I will rename what that was. I could maybe move all science over here. Or then I would need a station capable of picking it all up, which is much more of a pain in the backside, frankly. No, I think for the sushi science, I would want that somewhat proximate so that the bots can handle it. Have I been messing around with trains all day? No, not really. I did spend a bit on trains. Set up a much better stacker dispatcher that is managing all of the fuel over here. And that required making a new loading area for the fuel. It is going to take an age to get all of this loaded. But it is what it is. Why isn't this actually producing right now? Oh, is it just... Yeah, it actually looks like it's just that I don't have enough. Unfortunate. You know what? Yeah, maybe not on that. Well, I do want some of this to be available for other uses. Maybe not that much. One should be good enough. And let's instead set this one up to request. That will help out a little bit. If I'm perfectly honest, at this stage, I could probably just have all of these down here. Because this system is a hell of a lot better than the previous one. Actually, probably worth moving it all the way down here instead. Though that does disconnect it from the network, which is the problem. That'll work. Yep. But yeah, I should probably upgrade this system. I mean, right now we've actually got more than I'm using, but evidently it's not that great. I love the bot fireworks. Devilfish, why are you invoking 2 Girl 1 Cup in my chat? First and foremost, no. Secondly, no. That's all I have to say on the matter. You're a bad Duffelfish and you should feel bad. What? Why is that the wrong way around? Oh, well. This does not help anymore. Since it's not going onto a single belt, I may as well do away with the line balancer. Completely surplus to demand. That's a bit of a big one. No, we're fine. Once we have a Spidertron on Kleeper, then clearing out all of that nonsense will be significantly easier. I'm gonna say... Honestly, I could just have this here. Actually, no. Have this here. And at that point, we are going to do a lot of moving things around. Actually, I don't need nearly that many. Going to have a lot of moving things around in a second. Yoink. Though I suppose... Actually... Having that unloading isn't the worst thing in the world. So I've got a lot of gubbins in the belts. If it's less than 50. That will help out a bit. I want you to bring... down here, this down here, and we'll slowly fill these up. Okay. This provider chest. Realistically though, actually, let me take that away. Can I... Yeah, there we are. I can reach it from here. Yeah. I do sort of want this to fill, but only so far. Likewise with this, only so far. I may as well request it as well. That way it shouldn't get too filled. Oh, actually, no. No, there is no reason to request. Thinking about it. Absolutely no reason to request that. Right, I think that's more or less okay. I could have a request chest here, thinking about it. That would be alright. I'm just not going to request from the buffer chest. That way, I do unload materials onto these lines, potentially. Yeah. This way we'll slowly work through the backlog that I've got built up. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. I keep plenty of material on this line for use, so at this point we should have pretty much a guaranteed production of nuclear fuel. It's not going to be huge, but it will be a constant production. We've got 2 fish. And everything is slowly upgrading. Alright. So, insofar as sushi belts go, science is all being produced over here, which is fine. But I could use bots to load the sushi belt, or I could just belt the science. If I use bots, I'm wasting energy because belts cost nothing. In terms of where the science is coming from, I've got blue science there, red, green, yellow, military, and purple. My plan was to have a lot more of those being made, but we do not get nearly enough throughput to make that happen. Oh no. And a lot of that is due to a lack of output from red circuits, which could be greatly enhanced with these. Oh, can't use that on them, sadly. That's fine though. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 science, more or less just all here. And then the other two sciences are space and agri, and they both have to come from this. I could belt them up though if I wanted to. I could also make those a belted science. Copper input is low. Yeah, pretty much smelting is slow. I don't have many smelting stacks for copper, sadly. We will see what we can do, but it'll take one thing at a time. All right, so I've got currently 4 mixed belts for the sciences that I presently have access to. Ultimately, there will be 6. There will be 6 mixed belts of science. Let's try and design a sushi belt setup. Probably want beacons for these. I will need an inner line and an outer line. The outer line will be for waste because I have to account for the fact that agri-science can spoil. So that means 1, 2. Means I can't get another line of beacons. Does that really bother me? Right now, I'm not producing enough science for it to matter. And once I've got the biolabs... Oh, actually, should I go for that first? To make that happen, I would need capture bots. Which I'd need bioflux to make. And I would need a potentially suitable farm. I mean, nest, biter household to claim as mine. That one might be it. Because I could easily defend it. Are there any other biter bases around that I could easily defend? I could nab this area, potentially. I think that one's going to be the best one for us. Actually, you make a very valid point there, Duffelfish. Why not have spoilage on the sushi belt? As long as the sushi belt is never full, and that's kind of the premise. So yeah, I could do that. But would I just be doing this to then, like, why would I design this right now when I'm so close to potentially capturing? I think that's what I need to do. So, first I have to get a biter egg handling. The biolab is an investment. But once you've got it, that's it. You don't need to do anything more. Like, once you've got a biolab, that biolab doesn't need any further help. It's only the nest that needs regular input of bioflux. So yeah, you know what? The sushi belt is going to be as a consequence of capturing a biter. Do I have a bunch of gubbins on me? I do. Let's get rid of the bunch of gubbins that I've got. Do I have radars? I don't. I would like some. Oh my god. It tells me right there how many I got. Why have I been looking around when I've been setting up? Has it always done that? Has that always been a thing? It is always a thing. When I have 1,200 gun turrets. Oh no, it doesn't actually tell me that. Only tells me if I'm requesting it. Okay, a bit convoluted, but that is a good question, actually. It's probably that I have not limited a chest. No. Appear that isn't the reason. Curious. Not sure why. Oh, more than likely the... Well, no, the supply train shouldn't have delivered that many gun turrets. No, I'm not sure. Well. Right. Anyway, I need to request radars. Doesn't really matter how many, I guess. Just bring them over. Let's stop requesting that. I'm going to want solar panels. I got accumulators. Where is Speedotron? Come here. I'm going to be so lazy. I've got all the stuff that I want to use, but I don't want to have to wasted my way over there. So... Oh. You have disappointed me already, son. You had a moment where you could have wowed the world, but no, just disappointment. Endless succession of failure. More darker, more better. Yeah, no, that's why we've got 1,200 gun turrets, clearly. Can the spider be hit by the train and explode? I do not believe that is possible, no. Let's build it back a little bit. Oh, yes, they're angry. But I don't care. Right, we've now got a bit of vision. Now, I do not want to take the Spidertron over here. That would be terrible. Spidertron would kill everything there. But from here, maybe I can do a little bit of rocketing. No? Okay, fair enough. You know what? I may as well go with, because it will allow me to make use of... Oh, I'm currently the gunner. There you go. Hello. I'm going to clear these areas out. It's been a while. It's been a long while, actually. Don't mind me. Just ruining everything. As I am wont to do on occasion. The behemoth spitters and biters are quite a concern. But what I don't want to do is accidentally aggro that nest that I'm trying to capture. Just want to clear the way the things that would threaten the defenses as I'm building them. Right, okay. Now what I can do from here is start planning this little area. 2 nests. It's going to be useful. I would likely need probably a regular supply train to deliver weapons here. But I'm going to have to be very careful with their use. They can only target biters. They must never target nests. That shouldn't be a problem for me to set up. Not sure how I'm going to want to do this part, though. I'm going to want to very carefully approach and get everything thrown up pretty quickly. I could probably turret group across the water with some laser nests. Not the best defense system, but it is definitely a viable one. All of these should be set to ignore unlisted targets, and the... Oh, actually, I want them in order. Go for the worms first. And then the spitters. I'm not sure they'll be able to reach the worms, but we'll see. I'm also going to want to bring down power. Now I have a bunch of landfill. And if I can get down to this point, they should be able to remove most of the threat to me. We'll see. I'm going to have to very precariously bridge across. But never actually connect it. Because if I connect it, that is going to cause issues. Have I got any more turrets? Yeah, I do. Right, okay. I'm going to want some of this. Way smaller, though. I only need a little path to get over there. Oh, of course, I was going to go out the line. Well, the issue is... can I not get rid of that one? There we go. Why are they not powered? Oh. Aavak, given capture rockets are rockets, can you load the spooler up with capture rockets? That is quite the question. Glorious question. Quite the question. Right, let's just try and turret creep just the edge. Because that worm is a bigger threat than almost anything else here. There we go. That part's done. Now down there, please. There we go. Now, that nest is safe. I can happily claim it as and when I get the time. There will likely occasionally be spitters that cause me issue. But as long as I've got an overwhelming amount of laser turrets, which I can easily set up, that shouldn't be too great of a concern. They've just got to make sure that they always overlap. Actually, could I instead use this here? Actually, no, that did still power up. Oh, no. Let's see. There we go. Right, now with that there, I can expand these out a bit. Need to bring down the connection from here. I'm hopeful this one will be able to connect, but let's just double check. It can. So that means I can reclaim all of this and use it to build out this area. I'll do the same here. Just going to take these off. Now the issue is going to be if there ever comes a time when a spitter gets in range and can then engage this. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we'll see. Right, this can basically keep the nest here completely, effectively neutered. Well, that's a lot of explosions. Nothing important got destroyed, though. Right, these are allowing the biters out, which I don't want anymore. So we will set them up to also take those on. There we go. These nests are completely and utterly neutered. So now I need to create a defensive line and then build down to it a little bit. Astrid Valentine, thank you very much for the 46 months, and Ballistic Sam for the 55. Diolch yn fawr iawn to both of you. Do captured nests produce screams, pollution like biolabs do? That's a good question. Captive biter spawner. No, it eats pollution. But I guess that makes sense because it's eating the pollution in order to produce the... No. I don't... No, this is the base. It spoils into a behemoth biter. What we want is... Oh, well, no, I guess I can't easily see. I guess we'll find out. Here's a dumb idea. Let them expand inside your wall. Also, I got scanned again. What do you mean got scanned? Oh, you want to see... Sorry, when I initially saw the backseat pass where you were saying, oh, you need to use the L menu to see where they are. I thought you were just... I thought you were just telling me how to use it, which I already knew. But you were actively asking me to have a look for you. I do apologize. I missed that part. Turret. Oh. Does it show me where they are? This chest. So the supply chest for... There's 121 in there. There's 950 over there, apparently. Okay. Yeah, apparently at some point we deconstructed things and they just got shuffled around. Oh, you know what it was? Oh, I know what it was, actually. It's when we had this with 6 chests on each side, each of them trying to fill up with everything that I was requesting. And so each one had like 25 turrets and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. That's probably what that was. Oh, good catch. These actually do need an input of the light uranium in order to function. Huh. That was very, very stupidly. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. Let's just kickstart them. And from that point, they should be good. You're quite right, because I don't allow regular uranium onto this belt anymore. So it would never have been used up. I guess I could allow it. Not that it is necessary anymore. Now that this is the process is started, the covert action enrichment process will just keep going. Right. All right. So to set up the defense. Oh, we have lost rockets. That is not common. That is very, very uncommon, in fact. Very unwelcome, more to the point. All right. Do I send the Prydwen over there? Yeah, I'm going to tell the Pridwan to request a Spidertron. And let's not add it in there, though. Let's make a proper group for it. So this one will be... I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but since I'm taking it from Nauvis, I'm going to set it up for Nauvis. There we go. Nauvis provide. Nauvis provides. There we go. One Spootatron. I'm also going to need... I'm not sure this will tell me what's... Yeah, it's not going to tell me what's at the planet, unfortunately, I don't think. We're going to want... however much of those, sure. Also going to want... batteries. Roboport. Actually, that's completely surplus to demand. Let's not worry about that part. This I need to get from here because it requires uranium to make, and that I don't have access to elsewhere. The rest of it I can make. That I can make. This I can make. Yeah, these are the only two things that I can only make on Nauvis. So I'll have Pridwen collect that and bring it over. You should be able to equip the spider before shipping it. Really? So if I pick this spider up, will it just have every... It does! In that case... let me... Pridwen, I'm going to turn that off for a second. But I'm also going to tell you not to travel. Once you get there, I want you to wait. I will manually send a rocket with this Spidertron over there. Is that a 50-foot spider in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me? Look, I'm going to be honest with you, all right? If your loved one shows their amorous intentions via a pocket full of spiders, or things that look like spiders, I'm just going to say that I'm not sure that that is a... I feel that there are questions that need to be asked, okay? I'm not going to say it's not a healthy relationship. There's nothing that says that some sort of spider alien can't love you deeply and honestly and want the best for you. However, there are other concerns about, you know, it being a spider alien. I'm just putting this out there, okay? All right, Pridwen is now in orbit. Can I send... if I turn that off and I load the Spidertron in here, rocket inventory, deliver cargo. Now the question is, would Pridwen immediately drop the... no, it shouldn't. Unless I'm requesting it, which I'm not. Very much not requesting it, yeah. Okay, launch, deliver cargo. Pridwen. Is the engineer actually a Time Lord who got very lost? I could believe that. You can go back to automatic delivery now. I'm going to wait for Spidertron. Spidertron delivery complete. Okay, we're good to go as soon as you're ready. Oh, you were ready straight away. Fair enough. Okay, because this Spootatron is way better than anything I would be able to easily manufacture or even set up on Gleba. Gleba, I would like you to request a Spoodertron. Not sure if that's going to mean that it immediately gets delivered, but we'll see. Rotran, I know you can link them. You put the request in there, but that's often not what I would want to do. Haven't you seen the community server? Like, the vast majority of all requests that are going through the cargo landing pad on Nauvis on the community server were made by me. And most of them are simply requests that were made as the cargo carrying conditions on the hauler ships. I thought you were observant. I will update my estimations. For one-time shipments, you could also manually drop the item from the ship, so you don't need to clean up the requests after. Would I be able to unpack it, though? Oh, I guess so. As long as it... Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because it would... Yeah, sorry. For some reason, I keep thinking of this as still dropping in like a little pod, but it wouldn't. It would land in the cargo. In the landing pad. You're right. Goodbye, Spoodertron. The only problem is this thing is going to request so many rockets. Hooray! What? What? Chat. How could it have been the wrong spider? I didn't have 2 spiders to send. Wait. Oh. Did Pridwen... Has Pridwen got another Spidertron over here? I literally loaded it. I hand loaded that Spidertron. I did not send the wrong spider, no. I only had 1 spider. So chat lied to me. Noted. Well, that genuinely sucks because that was a lot of materials to make and set up. And that had some of the rare materials. Did the materials unequip because the rocket could only carry this? I don't know, because like that was my original plan, was to send the gear 1 rocket at a time, but chat informed me that no, that wasn't necessary. I mean the rockets I have, sure, but I don't have the other gubbins, and so when I picked it up, that Spidertron had all of those gubbins. The problem is searching logistics for that gear is going to be difficult because there was a lot of gear. Like the only thing that would really have stood out, I have more of those. Like I don't know how many of these I had in there. Got plenty of rocket launchers. Actually, well, no, those are using the rocket turrets, aren't they? Yeah, it would be really difficult for me to isolate them. Aavak, no, I'm 100% certain you can send vehicles with equipment grids. I have sent a tank like that. The spider is also a different color than the one with the gear. See if the spider is in there, okay? I mean, there was one other Spidertron available. But that should just be in here. That's the Spidertron that was always available. So there's the normal Spidertron. The inventory of the ship was not full. No. Look for the spider itself. Okay. How do I look for the spider itself? What would you recommend? When you say look for the spider itself, what do you mean, Rotrain? Check the rockets. I've got one rocket silo, and I've been back and forth to it a few times now, but sure, I'll walk over to it again. Nothing in there. Is it possible it's on the platform as an item? I mean, I've been looking back and forth for it, so it's not outside of the realm of possibility. I've simply, I've looked past it several times, but I'm not seeing it here, as in on the floor. How on earth would I find that? Oh, I guess I could find it with a map. No. Check the other platform. I mean, it couldn't have possibly gone to the other platform. Okay, so let me be very clear. I had exactly 2 Spidertrons. Okay? One with gear, and one that was still in the chest where it was initially put when it was built. I manually picked up the Spidertron with gear. I manually put that Spidertron into the rocket. I manually launched the rocket to the correct platform. I watched it land, and then I sent the platform to Gleba. Even if the platform, like it had emptied out all the equipment grid off the Spidertron when it arrived, the whole equipment grid would have fit in here. Yeah, I only have 2 platforms. It's impossible that this is the wrong one. There's no equipment in here. There's just this. It's a fresh Spidertron, effectively. Iota Black said, I found a link to a bug report. Let me have a look. Spidertron equipment disappears when placed by bots. Oh. I can confirm that the equipment was placed into storage, so it did not disappear. It was simply removed from the Spidertron. I must not have noticed the bots. Ah, okay. Alright, so check L for the fission. Yep, there you go. Alright. Alright. Everything that was in the Spidertron is, I guess, here for now. So let's go in here. I should be able to find all of the things. That is a great relief. Unfortunately, I can't see all the stuff from the menu. That's a shame. So, if I were to I see if it's in here. How many are in the logistics grade? No. If I tell it to request, there we go. One common, quite a few not common. Why are there so many portable? Oh goodness. Did we set up a production facility here for random gubbins that I left running? Oh no, I made that so that I could equip a tank. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Right. So I wanted. I had one exoskeleton leg. Got those. I think we had 4 batteries. A couple of these. And regular ones of these. Think that's everything. We'll see. Yep, there we are. All is well, though the name got changed. That's fine. Angelic door post. It wasn't angelic door stop. It was angelic door posts, I believe. And I also gave it an icon of a roboport, as it is both for combat and for building. And then I can just find the constructor and the rockets. There we go. Sorted. All is well. Apparently, the bots don't have big enough pockets for the Spidertron and the gubbins. Yeah, Hamoth, that is very weird that they couldn't carry a whole Spidertron when they can carry... Oh, God, what's happening there? Oh, I clicked off the screen in order to scroll something. Considering they can carry a whole rocket silo, that is a very good point, yeah. Very, very good point. I'm going to let them load up whatever rockets there are. Okay, there aren't that many available. Never mind. Right. Time for us to go and clear out some nests then. Maybe. It could easily go quite south and we could be about to lose our Spidertron, honestly. There is every possibility of that eventuality. Sad to say. Is this... is not set. Okay. Okay, let's wander out. We'll engage with a little bit of fisticuffs. And we'll duck back to one of the locations. Wander past. These are strafers. Who's going to win? Strafer or rockets? Rockets, apparently. Rockets and lasers. Using all those rockets on just wigglers is a bit weird, but whatever. Right. Oh, did I get all of the things with me? I don't know. Let's pick them all up. Want to clear this nest site? Should probably not be using my rockets on wigglers. Again, it's kind of weird, but... normal eggs. Can I not? Am I not able to tell you to pick up eggs? There we go. No, still not. Really? How many it'll let me? Oh, items on ground. There we are. I suppose. We'll do that then. That does work. Well, time to try and clear up this area down here. You know what, why don't I just get rid of that and then pop that there. There we go. I think it was remembering that it had been set up for Nauvis. Right, how are you going to handle... Oh. Actually, how many rocks have you got left? Oh, you've got plenty. Can you get close enough to anger the Big Stompy? Apparently Big Stompy doesn't care. That can't be normal behavior. There we go. I was going to say, that can't be normal. I think that was just a case of the Stomper was otherwise engaged with thinking. He was thinking about thinking. The philosopher Stomper. A hero of our time. Sadly, met an unjust and far too early end. There we go. Actually, I can just walk in the middle of these. So Spidertron has made dealing with the Glebans much easier. Let's just put it that way. Okay, we're down to a single rocket launcher now. So I'm going to say time to go back and get rearmed. Oh wow, they do not handle mines. That is glorious. They popped so suddenly. Oh, so I should probably go get rid of these eggs. Let's come over here. And I can tell the Spidertron to trash. Okay. 8 legs better than 5 legs, yeah. A quick visit after Shadowrun. The sniper missed the rat multiple times. Now the big rat has taken notice. Car-sized. I like the idea of a car-sized rat. I cannot wait for next week. That being said, it's sleepy time now. I look forward to seeing what happened to the factory when I wake up. You take care, 9. You have a fantastic sleep, mate. Alright, let's get back out there. Want to clear up these nests. And honestly, at that point, I could go clear these ones out. And we're probably not going to have to worry about Stomper attacks for quite some time. I don't want to keep doing this, though. I don't want this to be a regular thing. This isn't the way I want to solve this problem. This is a thing that we're doing right now as a limited time solution. Okay, that hurts a bit. Wanted to see how tanky it was, but not enough. Not enough for me to risk just kind of standing there, absorbing the damage. Okay. That is good enough, I think. Let's not wander too close to that location, because I want to get in over here so it can drop off the eggs. Aavak, leave it. You wanted to coexist, but we said no with big stompies. Aavak leaves. Yeah, run away, intruder. Aavak sends automated missile platforms, Speedotron. Wait, that's illegal. But it looks like them. It's fine. It's not my fault that my perfected engineering has made a better version of them in every measurable way. Their evolution just couldn't keep up, that's all. That's on them. Right. Okay. As for pain points here, and to a little degree here, but I'm not as concerned about that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should be. Because if that one wanders across, it might wander this way, which would be painful. So I'll clean these two, and then these. But again, once that's done, I'm not planning to keep this up. This is really kind of the opposite of what I hoped to achieve with my Gleba base. Stacked pollution is, spoilage is backing up here still, which is an issue. Due in large part to the fruits backing up on the line. Right then, let's go down here. But if you wanted to go the route of just, you know, annihilating the locals, this is absolutely a viable strategy. It's just not a very satisfying one, because it basically turns the game into, well, it turns Gleba into very much Nauvis 2.0. Just with moderately smarter enemies. They're no particular issue. They're not bothering me. So I have no reason to bother them. Okay, and that one could be an issue. It's a big area. I think I might need a little bit more of a restock of my ammo before I try and take that on, though. That being said, we're doing quite well there. No, we definitely need a restock. Maybe not. These are not high tier enemies. I might actually be able to clear out all the nests in one hit. Oh! Oh, that is bad. That is so bad. Never mind. Smoodatron, Bestatron. Even when Spootatron's brain turned off for a moment, the Glebans were no match. There we go. Right, let's head back, drop off our gubbins. It might be smarter to remotely pilot it. That is probably wise. Yeah, that would avoid those kinds of situations. Yeah, no, that's completely fair suggestion there. But at this point, our Gleban base is probably completely safe. Like, if we wanted to, we would never have to do anything more than pop by every now and then and clean things up. Am I within range of a... Oh no, I'm just outside of range. Wow. I'm literally... I found like the one spot. Why do I do this? Okay. Right, eggs will be delivered over here. How are we looking for rockets? Looking pretty rough for rockets, actually. We've exhausted Gleber's supply of munitions for now. And that looks a little bit more of a problem for me to deal with than I would like to. All right, how are we doing for rock and stone? Wow, not good. That being said, though, we haven't needed a wealth of landfill in a while, so probably kind of okay to not worry about it for the second. Once I replace the defenses over there with something similar to this, we will absolutely have to. But for now, it's probably okay. And as long as the farms, again, only activate occasionally, I suspect we're not going to have to worry about anything until the Glebens start to expand again, which might take a little while. It depends a bit, but we might be okay. I think for now I'm going to leave Spoodertron over here. Oh, was that done? Oh, I like that. That's actually pretty cool. I like that that looks different. Like, it gives me a different planet icon on that. That's actually awesome. I very much appreciate that. Okay. Gleber is, at this point, probably completely safe. Very bold claim, I know, but you know, I've done it. Oh, also, we have completed one of the big milestone techs. We now have access to different asteroid mining. That is going to be worth an upgrade to Peridwen. Like a big upgrade to Peridwen, actually. But before I get super distracted, we've got stuff to do down here. Like, a lot of stuff to do down here. So how about we do that stuff? I'm going to need a new Spidertron, though. Because at this point, our space stations can gather... this. Does having that unlock anything? Like, can you actually skip going to Vulcanus? I don't think you can. I think you need the tungsten carbide no matter what. But you would gain the ability to make to make steam out of sulfuric acid, to make water. That would also unlock water out of steam, so condensation. I'm not sure why that is a tech that needs calcite. And also simple coal liquefaction would be unlocked through that. I'm not sure if you can get a better version of it, but that's kind of cool. I don't know if you gain access to any of these other techs without Vulcanus research, though. No, you're kind of gated, but you can grab that at least. Right. Okay, then we need to get you properly set up. We're going to need another name. And we are out of names, as it happens. So no name for this Spoodertron. Very sad. Super sad. You must feel extremely neglected. I'm so sorry. Right, let's get a similar setup. Decent amount of shielding. And some lasers. Wow. So many people just threw their name in the hat. Okay, Akira Dragonborn managed to get in there first. Don't worry, though. We will be making more Spoodertrons. And since I can name the Spoodertrons, we will be naming more Spoodertrons. You shall be a builder Spoodertron named Akira Dragonborn. Since I kind of feel like Dragonborn should be more of a reddy color. 64, that'll do. There we go. Alright, I want the logistics for Spoodertron building, Spoodertron attacking. There we go. I can listen to the stream from bread. Yeah, the vanilla coal liquefaction recipe is a Vulcanist tech now. Oh, is it? You sure? Oh, you probably mean the non-simple one. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay. With gunner as well, please. Right. So with that, we're going to need a station. See, the problem with this is I kind of feel like we're going to be setting up our supply train with bioflux, which is not really what I want. It's such a niche need. And yet here we are. The alternative is to simply belt the bioflux down there, but then so much bioflux will be on the belt and will get lost. I have played the Rift Breaker in the past, Cecil Kane. Yep. I quite enjoyed it. I haven't completed it though, but I have played it. Yeah. All right, let's make a remote. Yeah. Are we going to have to set up a specialist train just to deliver bioflux? I feel like that is not... That doesn't make sense. But I would have to make a specialist dispatch location for it if I wanted to do that. Also, how much bioflux do they require? $100 kilowatts. Okay. And how much is bioflux? 6 megajoules. Okay. Alright, so one stack of this would last them quite a while. See, one of the things with the eggs is the eggs are inherently dangerous because they hatch. I don't want to bring the eggs to my base. Road Train just said, what about a multi-purpose train? One that will ship in the bioflux and take away the eggs. I would rather build everything that I need at the site of the biter farm. I mean the biter house. And right now, the only thing I want from it is the biolabs. But that is an assortment of gubbins. That is quite the assortment of gubbins. So maybe I need to make a separate Separate train. All right. We can do that. We can absolutely do that. Actually, what am I building over here? I am presently building way too many things. Let's stop that for now. There we go. That'll do. Also, I just noticed this. Do we remotely need that? Like, this area is pretty... Yeah, I don't think we need this anymore. I think we can just do away with this. We've been burning off all of this fuel for absolutely no reason. Gonna want a large power pole. There we go. Don't need this at all. There we go. Right. That's fine. Right now, steam turbines kicking in because it is nighttime. Oh, night road train. You have a good sleep, mate. Right, so if I'm making another supply train like this, there are issues with that. In that, right now, I could end up with multiple supply trains trying to take up this same spot. And I don't have a means of getting rid of a cliff. I guess what I could do is tell you to only have one extra train down here. Oh, but that's such a pain. The issue arises in that both of these lanes can reach this one. Though if we assume that they will always take the nearest one, that shouldn't necessarily be... Well, no, it will be a problem because this one will inherently do the same thing. An issue, to be sure. But okay. Let's grab this. We would want you here. This one will now be changed to depot for, I guess, bioflux. The egg depot. Sure. Because that isn't worrying. Oh, actually, I need to include a gap first. As a pass-through. My bad. That was quite silly of me. Let me get rid of all that. What I wanted to copy was all of this. It's probably going to copy the station, isn't it? Yep. However, that is correct. And this should be able to connect up here. I think that's about right. So if I were to copy this, then, oh, actually no, slightly different, but I can still copy it. Just pop it there. Oh. I just get rid of this. There we are. Now, over here, I want that to go through. That works. And up here is the new refueling area. I only need one engine on this, I think. That being said, I could make it a 2-engine one here, and that would then fit in this this space in the same way. But if I made it the same size as this, then I would be, well, I'm only going to need one of these, and I'm not going to need many of the bullet trains. I'm not going to need many of the egg delivery trains, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay. The little chirping of the Spidertron is honestly kind of... It feels like company. How bizarre. Right then. I want this to feed up and across. Ooh. I did not put that in the right place. That was very silly of me. There we go. Right then. Now we want to copy this. Let's copy it from here instead. And this one becomes, like I said before, becomes the egg depot. What was actually that? Could I have a chai? Thank you. Actually, looking at the time, I should probably go and make that myself. So, chat, when we return, going to be finishing off this depot, and hopefully by the end of it, we're going to be able to set up some really, really potent but not good. Good is the wrong word to use for the biolabs. The biolabs are not good. They're the opposite of good. Morally, very bad. But efficiency-wise, very good. Right, so with that, going to be stepping away. Let's just hook that up there and get us a wee connection point there. Right, is everything flowing through correctly? Let's just make sure it all snakes the correct way. But assuming that it does, then this station is complete, or rather the expansion of it. And we're just going to have to hope that the trains don't get stuck. There is a potential for it if I have more than one of either of these types of trains. So, you know what? Let's add to the to-do list for the stacker to fix that in the future. Right now, it's not going to be a problem, but later on, it absolutely will be. Let's pop in the cliff explosives. Not there. Yeah. Then train and egg. The egg train. That is after Vulcanus. Related thought, given the tech required to create it, I have to assume Spiderbot is controlled by a pentapod brain in a jar. It's controlled by a fish brain, obviously. That's why you include a fish. Yeah. Everything else is solid. Okay. Right then, chat. Time for me to have a tea break. What would you like to watch? You can watch Peridwan. You can watch Gleba. The trains are much more active over here than they are on Nauvis. Or you can watch some of the trains in Nauvis. But they are far less active. Can we follow an active train? Gleba wall defenses. Well, the Gleba wall defenses are not really getting that much activity. I'm going to be honest. They're very little activity, in fact. So I don't think that would make sense. But if you want to watch trains, well, for definite, seeing trains that are active, we'll be watching the Gleban trains. They're smaller. They make far more trips. And generally, there's just more to do in Gleba for the trains. The ones on Nauvis make one trip every now and then because they're massive, and then they don't need to make another one for a while. Okay, tea break time. I shall be back shortly, chat.